45 type and drive. I'm a member of the New Black Power movement. We're all here just in black to show our solidarity. So I have reason to believe that the school corporation of South Bend, Indiana is attempting to criminalize African American students. I am asking the members of the school board to listen to reason as to prevent the former and to develop a system that empowers all students equally. The school-to-prison pipeline is a nationwide epidemic that affects African American students in classrooms across the country. Being a former Muskegon, Michigan resident, I was there to witness this phenomenon. Teachers would suspend students for something as little as talking back and or disrupting class. As an African American student, I've noticed a difference in treatment toward African Americans and non-African Americans. Here in South Bend, the statistics speak for themselves. According to the South Bend Community School Corporations, in the 2013-2014 school year, there were 6,195 suspensions. 3,853 of those suspensions were African American students. In comparison, 1,064 of those suspensions were Caucasian students. Both African Americans students and Caucasian students make up approximately 34% of the student population here in South Bend. That means African American students are over 3 times more likely to be suspended than white students. You may not see color, but your schools do. Passing a policy reform that prevents students from receiving a driver's license and/or driver's permit will only worsen the effect that South Bend Community Schools has on African American students. As students need cars for their everyday lives, it has also come to my attention that the South Bend public schools are not upholding due process, which is a permanent part of suspension procedure. This means that students are being suspended at unprecedented rates without so much as a meeting to discuss why they were suspended in the first place. There are secret practices in place like shadow suspension at Riley High School and the purple pass at Clay High School that allow teachers to send students home without having a meeting, filling out the proper paperwork, and the parents having no choice but to accept it. This has been going on for quite some time, and it is obvious that the South Bend School Corporation has been doing almost nothing to investigate. In summary, I demand a rejection of the 5610 policy reform in law IC 2033-833 and the repair of the broken due process procedure to lower the suspension rates here in South Bend, Indiana. It is your duty to make sure that all of these students receive an education and not to kick them out into the streets to fend for themselves. Why take the positions and refuse to do your jobs? And I implore you to consider this case and make the right decision.
Good evening. My name is Blue Casey. I'm the founder and president of the New Black Power movement, and I stay at 1902 North Fremont Street. Today, I'm talking on policy 5610 and policy 5840. The school-to-prison pipeline exists in the city of South Bend. I am a victim of this pipeline. No, I've never been to prison, but my experience in the South Bend schools have led me to be criminalized, overly disciplined, and targeted by teachers, principals, resource officers, and school officials. A creative kid with long hair, off-brand clothes, and a speech problem. I spent more of my time in an office or an ISS room or at home suspended than I spent times in a classroom in some cases. Many of these times I was being bullied and defended myself, but was disciplined the most out of all parties. I had the police called on me over rap lyrics and was put into an anger management workshop class in the 3rd grade at Marquette Primary Center. Just let that sit on your mind for a second. My school record still says that I sexually assaulted a younger student in elementary because I pushed her away as she was trying to punch me for laughing at her brother. Simple things that kids do that could be redirected and talked out, but instead criminalized with the words like intimidation and sexual assault. In middle school, I was labeled as a gang leader or a member, and never was arrested for anything of that nature, which again made me a target to the school system and the prison pipeline. My first week of high school at Clay, I was approached by an upperclassman who tried to intimidate me. I walked away from the situation. My friends, who were all the freshmen, defended my honor, which started a big fight. We were expelled while the upperclassman was treated as a victim and we were treated as the aggressors. I was expelled for my first 5 weeks of my freshman year and falsely accused of gang enhancement and starting a riot. I was judged off my school record and not the situation at hand. I didn't start school till a month and a half later. I was put on a contract and sent from Clay to Raleigh High School. Because of my contract and sport history, I was a target to teachers and faculty who wanted to see how far they could push me before getting a reaction out of me that could be used against me. School didn't feel like school no more. with more of a prison-like environment. I was put onto the pipeline and told that I would be a failure. I had no relationships with my counselors, no ambition to go to college, no ambition to graduate. Didn't even know of the term school to prison pipeline. If I knew what I knew today, I'd probably be further than where I am today. But because of my past, I am now an advocate for the at-risk youth in the South Bend School Corporation. Stop criminalizing our youth, stop criminalizing our future. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Anania Okereke. I live at 230 East Calvert Street, and I'm here to talk about policy 5610 and 5840. We are all here for the same reason. Hopefully it's to educate and not incarcerate. We care about the education system that educates our youth of tomorrow. To criminalize the youth for non-criminal acts puts society at risk. Not only is this child now stunted mentally, but now they are just another victim to the school to prison pipeline system. This affects society at large because it leaves more kids with too much time on their hands. I missed my first 2 weeks of my sophomore year because my grandmother died in Bermuda, so I stayed there an extra 2 weeks for the funeral. When I got back, I was basically a victim of a vindictive teacher with a chip on her shoulder. I asked her, hey, could I take the book home just so I can catch up? She said no, but I hope I could have gotten an extra 2 weeks of vacation. I know how it feels to feel like a stain on a graduating class, being that you have a low GPA or test scores. We are living in an era where our youth may still have responsibilities beyond education. We still have our latchkey kids as well as our older sibling parents. So revoking driver's license based on absences can be very detrimental to the productivity of our youth today. These policies are not conducive to the success of our students, and neither are some of the faculty for that matter. There should be no reason our children should have any kind of record due to child's play or behavioral mishaps. I know about the new code of conduct that was implemented in 2014. However, I also know that there has only been one training for it and the training was optional. All we ask is that you get rid of these criminalization practices, specifically policy 5610 on suspension and expulsion and 5840 on criminal organization. We also want you to enforce the programs that help our youth today. Educate, do not incarcerate. If education is the key, do not lock us out. Thank you.
Olivia Jones, 1319 East Victoria Street. We do hope that you have opened your hearts to these young people as they speak from their heart from the experiences that they've had. As you know, we have been beating this drum for a long time. And finally, we do have a generation who is fearless in standing up and acknowledging their experiences. And take advantage of that. You, at the last board meeting, you voted on a resolution on behalf of immigrant parents and children, which is good, that's fine. That's what we're looking for, is this body of government to be that committed to the group of children that you know these two policies are going to target. 5610 and 5840. You know what group of children is going to be targeted with this. So I would be willing, as education chair of the NAACP, to meet with board members, with state lawmakers and this group of young people. We need to sit down together and find out where these kind of policies come from. It does not come from a good place. And I know the board member had mentioned that in my earlier comments that you don't have the power, that the state is setting the table for that program, that meeting. But it's been my experience, and people that I've talked to in Indianapolis that say they have no jurisdiction on the individual districts, which means you have the power and the control. And we're asking for you to use it and just say no to these policies. Or at least, let's set up a committee of these young people so that we can honestly go through them and find out where they're coming from. Because with the current presidential administration, we're going to find a lot more of these kind of policies. And it's dangerous because you know what? You remember, I found them out by accident. If we hadn't attended that policy meeting in April, we wouldn't be having this discussion. You would have voted it on through. I know that. So, I'm sure you would have. But in any case, we hope that you would take these comments to heart. And let's get busy, find out where they came from, because we don't want any more of them. Thank you very much.